What is up, nerds? I am the Matt, and this is a very special 4 for 4 that we have for you today on Face for Wrestling. We have the Venice Beast from Venice Beast, established in 1984, Zeke Rose, the last action hero. How you doing, Zeke?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here finally. It's about time y'all got me on.
He's been on the on the channel before. You might recognize him from the instruction ribbon throwing video. But now we wanted to get the information for the fans, the stuff they want to know about you.
I'm an open book today.
All
you
right.
got me.
I explained the rules to him. For those of y'all that might be tuning in for the first time, we're going to give him 4 questions and get his top 4 answers from those questions. You ready to go?
I'm rocking.
Alrighty. We're going to start off easy.
Okay.
You like to team with the Dream Warriors, and y'all are all about partying and have a good time. I need to know, what's your top 4 places to party?
Top 4 places to party. Let's see. Let's start with. So I spent a lot of time in Houston, so I'm gonna say Barbarella's in Houston. I love my emo nights down there, so I love to party it old school style. Second place to party, I would say emo's here because I like to catch shows here. Third place, I would say Pinballz because I love video games and I love arcades. So last place, and this is a place that is near and dear to my heart. It's called DZ Discovery Zone. Have you ever been there before?
I've never been, but I've heard of the
Best
Discovery
place
Zones.
to party.
Yeah.
Best pizza. You got a ball, a pool of balls. You get a zip line, like trampoline, so you can do all the backflips you want. Like, that's my place. Yo.
That sounds good. I've seen clips, the zip line as well.
Yeah,
Makes me remember it.
it's gnarly. You can take some pretty nasty falls out there, man.
That's awesome. All right, so now then we're going to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to go back. We're going to take the fans back to your childhood.
Let's
What
go
are
in the
your
time machine. DeLorean.
Top 4 toys from your childhood.
Top
What
4
did you like to
toys.
do as a kid?
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Top 4 toys, I would have to say, I'm a big fan of the Ninja Turtles. I'm a big Ninja Turtle guy. They had
We'll pause
these.
you real quick. Which Ninja Turtle?
Donatello.
Fair. Good answer. Keep going. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, so they had this toy where you could put this little like strip or like cord through their shell and you like rip it and they say like cool phrases like cowabunga or it's pizza time or whatever. So that specific Ninja Turtle toy is my favorite.
Fair.
Next one will be the you remember Home Alone?
Yeah.
The Talk Boy. You get to
Yeah.
You have the little recorder.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I will always record myself, put it in slow motion, and make myself sound like really my boy sound real. You know,
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
That's awesome.
I am a big Power Ranger guy. So, with that said, my 10th birthday, I'll never forget it. This was right before the White Tiger, the White Ranger came out. They had this sword, the White Saba sword.
Yeah.
You can extend it like a big saber. You can push the button and Saba will talk to you or whatever. So that White Ranger sword, one of my top ones.
We actually stopped at a toy store before we came over here, and they had the Green Ranger dagger.
Dragon Dagger.
The Dragon Dagger with the little flute and everything in it as well.
Hey, man, that's my second place toy, but I mean, I only got room for 4 men.
Yeah,
so.
fair.
Last one. I mean, I could say wrestling figures or whatever, but I mean, that's already a given because look what I'm doing right now. I am a big person on video game systems. One of my favorite ones, I have so many, but the Sega Genesis, man, is what really started it all, right? And seriously, like my favorite game series, like everybody will say Street Fighter, which is, standard, but
Solid.
Streets of Rage, bro. Streets of Rage. I mean, I'm talking about like walking through the alleyways, beating up gangsters and stuff like that. I mean, that's basically where I come from anyway. So I feel like I'm an iteration of that, if that makes any sense. So
I would legit see people play stuff like Double Dragon, but I'd only ever played Streets of Rage. So I was like, what is this ripoff that you guys are playing? I had no idea that it was technically the lesser one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so good.
It was so good, man. But the Double Dragon, I actually played on the Sega Master System, which was like back in the 80s. I'm giving my age now, whatever. But dude, Streets of Rage will forever be
So good.
the best game to me.
If we didn't already like you, you're even more now. Somehow you get better every time I talk to you.
Hey, I love to hear it, man.
All right, so you are the last action hero.
I am.
And I would say that there has not been a good action franchise action movie since the 80s or 90s.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say are your top 4 80s or 90s action movies?
Okay, this is not in any particular order.
Yeah.
Okay. So first I'm gonna go with the Terminator. I mean, not any Terminator. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Of course.
Okay, that to me is the pinnacle of every action movie.
Yeah.
That's what every action movie should strive to be: explosions and badass one-liners, right?
Yep.
So second one, I will have to say Bloodsport.
Bloodsport's good.
I am a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, and if it was left up to me, I'd probably name the rest of the 4 Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, but I gotta leave some room for other people, right?
Fair.
So I'm gonna go with that. Third movie is gonna be Rocky.
Rocky, good choice.
But not just any Rocky. Rocky 4. The one with Dolph Lundgren, right? Where he killed
the
Apollo
only
Creed.
Rocky movie that really matters.
Oh man, dude, the soundtrack,
Yeah.
the story, everything is great. So Sylvester Stallone will forever be a legend with that movie. The last movie I will list for you, and give me a moment because this is
This is important.
I'm
Yeah.
calling this one on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do I want? RoboCop.
RoboCop, solid.
RoboCop. I mean, there's nothing more badass than a machine that can just kill everybody in the name of justice. And plus, the way he died, I'm surprised I was able to watch that movie when I was young, because that part is terrifying. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please make sure you're of age. First of all, you're 18 and over, and you can watch the gory stuff. But look it up on YouTube. It is the most brutal thing you've ever seen, but great story.
And on top of that, as Waldo likes to remind me, RoboCop actually got involved in wrestling at a point, so we can even tie that into wrestling a little bit.
And you know what? And not only that, but probably compared to the guy who started it off for me, another guy from Venice Beach, California, Sting. So I will forever remember that moment when RoboCop saved Sting. It was it was great.
I'm right there with you. All right, guys. We want to thank you guys for showing up. Those are phenomenal movies. You have great taste.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, so we got one last question for you.
Okay.
You are the Beast from Venice Beach.
Of course.
You are all about the wave.
Definitely. I'm all about all the waves.
Got to know, what's your 4 favorite beaches?
All right, so my 4 favorite beaches are, let's go with Malibu.
Okay.
Because Malibu is always awesome. We'll go with Huntington Beach, because I love that. If you're in Texas, I spent a lot of time here. South Padre Island is probably as good as it's gonna get. And no, I'm not trying to talk down on Texas or anything, but it is what it is.
I'm from Texas. I'll say it. Galveston Beach is dirty.
Man, I'm gonna go with St. Augustine, Florida. But honorable mention is Destin, Florida.
There we go.
So there it is. Florida and California, with one Texas sprinkled in there.
That's what we needed. Learning more about Zeke Rose. I'm going to get this. Zeke, where can I find you on your social medias?
So you can find me on Instagram, Zeke_is_the wave. You can find me on Facebook, Zeke Rose. Just look me up that way. We have an online store where you can buy the merch. It is 2rosestradingposts.com, or you can look us up 2 Roses on Instagram as well.
And we're going to post all that below.
Or 2 Roses Trading Posts, I'm sorry, on Instagram. Yeah.
There you go. We're going to post all that stuff below. Make sure and get out and show him some love. If you've enjoyed this, make sure and like, subscribe, kick the notification bell here as well. This has been great. You've been great.
Thank